Hey guys, welcome to the LPP Q&A session. My name is Irby. I'll be your trainer as well as the presenter today. So thank you for stopping by. Today we're just going to take a few questions here. I think maybe you guys might have, some of the people actually, I should say, might have got the times mixed up here because we normally go about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and today we're going at 5:30. So we really only have one person on here today, but we'll get some questions answered from this person, and we'll keep it moving forward. And if we have to do something in the future, we'll do that as well. Okay, other than SafeSwaps.com, are there any sites similar in nature to this? Ray, not that I know of. Not like SafeSwaps. There's other places like the Solo Ad Directory where you can, there's a directory of solo ad sellers, but not anything quite like SafeSwaps. I wish it was a couple different platforms, but at this point, SafeSwaps seems to be it as far as I know of. Now, if there's something new that popped up, within the last 30 to 60 days and I don't know about it yet, then, it might be something else out there. But as far as I know, it's just SafeSwaps is the only platform of its kind out there right now. Okay, any other questions? It looks like you got me to yourself, Ray, so anything you need. This is almost like a personal coaching session right now, so anything you need, just kind of let me know. If not, then we'll maybe we'll try to reschedule. We can get some more people on here. Haha, well, guess I'm so lucky now. Put you on the hot seat, my friend. Um, yep, you're getting a free coaching session tonight. So, where are you at right now in this, as far as your business goes? How many clicks are you producing on per email? I'll give you a. Okay. Let me see your comment here. Give me one sec here. With regards to the new Gmail changes, social promotion tabs feels that it impacts email marketing. I haven't totally figured that out with the new. I watched Amber's video, so that helped me out a little bit. But I'm trying to figure out how we can totally get around that yet. I don't know if anyone has completely figured it out. Amber has some good suggestions for that right now. Um, it's impacted clicks a little bit, but I haven't seen it totally, um, or I should say, hugely affect my clicks at this point. But um, I don't like the new changes. I mean, as an email marketer, I mean it. Number one, I mean, a lot of people might not even realize that they've made some changes there. I didn't realize it at first. I was looking for emails. And I'm like, where the heck did my emails go? And then I started seeing these tabs up top, and I'm like, oh, okay, they didn't segmented everything to here now. I don't like the new changes, but It just always seems like Google is always trying to, hurt the little guys, man. First it was with the AdWords, now it's with the, Gmail account. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We always do as we go through the process, and Amber's got some good suggestions, and I know she's really good with that. So we're gonna kind of keep up with her and follow her as far as just making sure that we can get our emails through to these Gmail subscribers. Any other questions? Okay, let's see here. Cool, cool. I'm having around 60 or 70 clicks. Things a bit slow as doing catch-up work now, but hearing your webinars, I'm going steady and always trying to remember, focus on activities. I have bad habits, always wanting to make sure funnels, contents, etc. are perfect and set to go. But guess I just try and improve along the way. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of marketers go through that aspect of trying to make everything perfect. But I've kind of learned over time is that you know sometimes when you think something is perfect and it looks right to you, doesn't mean necessarily mean your subscribers is going to feel the same way. So you just got to get things out there and just kind of let it go, and test, not hold back. And when you do that, good things happen. So you're at 60 or 70 clicks right now. I mean, you're not far away from 100 clicks. I mean, that's, you know, you could knock that out really in the next 2 weeks, 30 days max if you're just kind of messing around. So you're not that far away. That's good. You have the consistent activity on a daily basis. Like for myself, like I told you guys, I was only working this thing like an hour a day, but it was just consistency. Which is the key. So don't feel like comparing yourself to other people, and I'm not moving as fast because I went slow as well. I was around 150 click, 200 click level for a while, and then with some ramping up, doing some solos and CPL and purchasing some lists, that changed in a couple months. So things can happen for you really fast once you start creating some momentum. But the only way that momentum happens is through that consistent daily activity of doing something in your business, whether it's swaps, or if you choose not to do swaps, solos, buying solos, even if it's 50 or 100 clicks a day, or whatever kind of whatever budget you have at that particular time. But if you can do some consistency with solos, you definitely want to do that. Or a combination of solos and swaps. You can do that as well. But the difference between 60 and 70 clicks and 100 clicks and 500 clicks, you just need to get some more subscribers, get some new subs on there, work on getting those numbers up, and you're right there. I mean, there's so much swipe out there, you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, you can just open up a new email account and so many swipes come through, and you can just save those and kind of tweak them a little bit or use them and send them out. Plus you got some good swipe from LPP that you can use. So really all you need is to get them subs up. And that's pretty much it. You're not that far away. So good. Any other questions? One sec here. I kind of missed your question here. Hold on one sec here. Okay. So with our list, we have like 5 to 8 sequence set up. So after a person signs up, he or she will get these emails daily. Start receiving our emails. Do we? After which. Now the email sequences that you're referring to. I mean, what's your offer? What offer? What affiliate offer are you working right now? Because I think you're referring to Luis's offer, the plug-in profits deal. Um, and I know he has a sequence that goes out. It just depends on what you want to do. That's a strategy that Luis uses for that particular offer. Some people, like a lot of offers that I send out, I don't even have follow-up emails for those. Um, because the affiliate offer in this business model is really gravy, okay, so to speak. It's the icing on top of the cake. Um, what you're trying to sell is the actual clicks. So if you're using the offer that Luis referred to in his training, he does have an email series for that, and you can use the follow up. But then after that, once they go through that series sequence of emails, then what he's doing is just kind of transferring them over to another list and just selling a click after that. Okay, and he's been really successful with that particular strategy with that particular offer. So that is a good strategy because he's already proven that that actually works. But for most affiliate programs, um, if they have a good follow-up series for them, you can use that sort of technique. And then after that, if they don't, if they're not buying within that 5 to 7, 8 emails sequence, then after that you're just selling them on the click, and you're forgetting about selling them, that particular affiliate offer. So I think both approaches are great. It just depends on the offer, and if you have some good follow up emails to go along with that. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. But always remember that with this business model, what you're selling is the click, and the affiliate offers are secondary. If you just want to um, sell affiliate offer and you want to build a relationship with that actual list, that needs to be a separate list because that requires them getting to know, like, and trust you, and requires more follow up. Okay, and you can do that. You can do that. You can have a separate list for that, but just understand and stay focused on what it is you're trying to do here. And for me, I struggle with that early on because most of us come from an affiliate or MLM type of background where you're trying to get your customer to know, like, and trust you, and you're sending them follow-up emails and sending them to your blog or your Facebook page and all of that kind of stuff. With this particular business model, you're really not trying to get them to know, like, and trust you. All you're trying to get them to do is click. So with the swipe that you send out, you know, is probably more important than anything, because you're trying to get them to that point where they can click, and they can, so you can actually sell that click. So I don't think it just depends on the offer. So that approach is really good. I mean, Luis has proven that that particular approach is really really good. So you can do a combination of them both, and it depends on what offer. All right. Any other questions? So we okay. Give me one sec here. Let me make sure I'm seeing the whole question here. Okay, so we should also allocate time weekly to find new affiliate offers and set up and pump out the email sequence to keep fresh. Well, how do we keep our fresh and them clicking? Um, Pretty simple. Of how you're just adding new subs. So your affiliate offer. Um, Sometimes you can run. I've had affiliate offers that I run, for 2 3 months, and they work great. And then sometimes you gotta switch them out. So um, you can find 2 or 3 offers right now that you want to run, or you can just work with one. It depends on your budget too, and just kind of go for it. So you don't have to spend really every week looking for new affiliate offers, because you can run with an affiliate offer up to a month or two, depending upon like maybe an Empower network or something like that. That's a little saturated out there on the internet. It's been around almost 2 years now, and you got the top marketers in this particular niche been marketing in this thing online for 2 years now. So an offer like that might be a little more difficult, but there's plenty of other offers out here that pull very well. You can get great subscribers, and then if you get sales out of it, then that's great as well. So if you have a sequence, like I said, some offers you might have a good sequence to go out to them. Um, some offers you might not. You might just be trying to get them off of that first. Um, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started out, I didn't really have a follow up series or anything that I did. I mean, a lot of the offers. Well, one I did. I'm sorry, I take that back. One offer that I did had early on did have a nice follow up series, but other than that, the other two offers that I was using, they didn't have follow up series. So your main thing is just don't try to focus on totally 100% on affiliate sales. Focus on just getting those new subscribers onto your list and building your list up. All right. Any other questions? Let me see if we have anybody else attending right now. Okay. So you're right where you need to be, Ray. You just got to focus over the next 30 to 60 days of just taking your business to that next level. Getting to that 100 clicks and start selling. And then investing right back into your business. I would invest 100% of it right back into your business. Well, there's other things that you can do. Um, there's other things like CPL, but I don't know if you're ready for that. At this point, because that's going to run you some money. So you got to have, you got to really get into the consistent buying. So that you can kind of justify that. Um, I think those are the basics right there. Um, One of the things that I did when I was at your level, and when I was at that 60, 70 click level, I did swaps for the first couple months in LPP and on SafeSwaps consistently, pretty much every day. And then I got away from the swaps and I just started selling solos. I'm sorry, started buying solos um, like every day. Even if it was like 50 or 100 clicks, I was just buying solos like crazy. And, got my list up to 100 clicks and then bam, started selling it and just reinvesting back in. And that's just, that's just the process. That it's really no big secrets to this model at all. Um, you just got to build your list up, and you have some options there. With swaps, but you got to get to the point where you're selling. Once you're selling, invest that money back in. Then you can get into things like CPL, cost per lead, and you can start ramping up. You can start doing 25, 50, 100, 200, 300 leads a day. Then you can start really doing some damage, and you can start selling the 250, 200 clicks, 500 clicks, 1,000 clicks, things of that nature. And then the other night we talked about actually buying lists as well. That's another strategy that you can use to um, take your business to the next level. So for you, it's just focus on what you want to do, and you have everything you need. There's really no secrets to this thing as far as that goes. Um, you just have to take the information that you have and say, hey, I'm going to be focused over the next 30 to 60 days. I'm going to get to 100 clicks. I'm going to sell, and I'm going to invest right back into my business. And if you have a budget where you can put some more money into this thing right now, buy solos or buy a list, but do something to get your list growing. That's the only way you're going to get to that next level. And even if you go slow, there's really, it's totally up to you. This is not something where you got to keep up with everybody else. It's, like I said, I went slow for months, and then, I just said, hey, I'm ready to start going to that next level. So I started, moving things along even faster. Yeah, well, you know, to really get into CPL, you need to start selling solos. Um, you need to start selling solos on a consistent basis. Um, so you need to get to that 100. You need to get to that 100 click level, and then because even buying solos, consistently will help your list to grow even before you get into the CPL. So I think at this time, buy solos and just keep buying solos until even when you get past that 100 click, start selling solos once you get to the 100 clicks. So buy solos now and keep buying them um, until you get to the point where um, your business, your solo business, is to the point where you're selling enough solos where it makes sense for you to ramp it up and go to that next level. I don't think you're ready for CPL right now until you start selling solos on a consistent basis. At least selling 50 or 100 clicks, and maybe you got 1,500, 2,000, you know, coming in a month. Then you can really start to get into the CPL. The solos right now, will really get you where you want to go. So you just got to start. One of the things I did was just went out there and got a list of people to buy from. You got people in LPP that you can buy from. You got people in Skype rooms that you can buy from. Um, and just, you get together a list of 30 people and just start buying from them. You know, 50 clicks, 100 clicks, and you can get going from there. So you want to start to put together a list of people that you can buy solos from. All right, any other questions? See, we have another person that hopped on. Desmond, all right. How are you, my friend? We were waiting for someone else to hop on there. I don't know what's happened to my Facebook page here. Okay, come on now. Give me 1 second, guys. My Facebook page is kind of acting up here. There we go. All right, let's see if we have any other questions here. Yes, that is correct. That's a little more advanced technique CPL. Um, you got to be, willing to put some money into that before you get to that point. You're not ready for CPL at this point. Um, and generally, a lot of those CPL, you have to be recommended by someone because those guys, they just don't accept everyone. So you got to be ready for that stuff there. Um, right now, just buy solos. All right, any other questions? About anything we covered over the last couple webinars, or something you're struggling with? Now is the time, folks. I don't know what's wrong with Facebook right now. It's all right. Here we go. Let's see if we can get back to why my system is not acting right today. All right. Okay, so you say what's the lowest or max amount we should look for as far as what are you referring to, Ray? Can you be a little more specific? Are you referring to the solos? They're recommended. Uh, uh, to answer that first question, um, whatever your budget, I mean, you always want to with solo ad buyers. I mean sellers. I'm sorry. You always want to start low. You want to start out with at least 100 clicks, and then work your way up from there. But people can deliver your clicks fast, and you got a good response and good click through rate, then you move on and buy some more from them. So I would say at least 100 clicks. I mean, you could go with 50 clicks, but 100 clicks is a okay test there for a list. All right. Okay, so hopefully that answers that for you. Any other questions? Desmond, do you have any questions? How's your business coming along? Excuse me, guys. You guys almost have a personal coaching session today, so all right. Any other questions at this point, guys? I think Ray, at this point, I think you have a good track to run on for the next 30 days, 30 to 60 days. And then you can evaluate your business from there. If you implement those strategies we just talked about, there's no doubt you'll be well over 100 clicks in no time. You'll be able to start selling consistently. Um, of course, you can sell to LPP. You can also sell to you can get on SafeSwaps. You can get out there and Facebook land. You can Skype rooms. If that's too much for you, just focus on one area outside of LPP. SafeSwaps or Warrior Forum or Skype rooms, whatever you want to do. But um, for me, it was SafeSwaps because SafeSwaps just had everything I needed right there. I didn't really have to go out and try to, hustle up a lot of things. It was just right there. I can build up my reputation. Um, I can get testimonials. I can buy solos. I can do swaps. Everything under one roof. Okay, let me check the question box over here on the control panel. Okay, nothing there. Alright guys, if you don't have any other questions at this point, then what we can do is just kind of close this session out. Let's see here. I think Desmond just responded. Um, Good question, Desmond. How do you do Warrior Forum solo ads? That would be a question for who's doing Warrior Forum? Oh, TJ. TJ is doing Warrior Forum solo, so he's going to be coming up here. I'm not sure what his schedule is, but I think either next week or the next couple weeks, I would definitely hop on his webinars because he's, kind of the master of the Warrior Forum there. So that would be a question for him. I haven't done anything with the Warrior Forum at this point, so I don't want to give you, information on something that I'm not familiar with. Okay, you're familiar with SafeSwaps. Good, good. Pretty easy. Do you have any software? Do you have quality click control? Or do you have like an AdTrax Gold or anything where you can kind of track your actual clicks? Plus, you can also look in your back office of your Aweber account. If you're doing GVO doesn't really track clicks that well, so you can't really go by that. So I'm not familiar with Click Maximizer. I haven't used that one, but yeah, if it's software where you can track your clicks, then that's what you would want to do. Just create a link and send that particular link out with an email and mail it out to your list, and then that's how you can see how many clicks your list is generating per email. But I definitely, at some point, you would definitely want to get, as you start to grow your business, you get to 100 clicks and you start selling. You definitely would want to get QCC as well. That's another really good one. I like that a lot. Okay, one sec here. Let me get back up here. Okay, you have AdTrax Gold. That's a good one. That's actually really good. What I use my AdTrax Gold for is when I buy solos. I use QCC, Quality Click Control, for when I sell solos. Okay. So the AdTrax Gold is really good for, when you're buying actual solos from solo sellers. HyperTracker's another good one. I've never used HyperTracker, but I know, Dagan swears by it. He's used it for a long time. Well, AdTrax Gold is pretty simple. You just have to go in there. There's a little tutorial in there, and you can kind of follow that. Which you're pretty much just taking your link um, from AdTrax Gold, whatever link you're going to promote, and just create a campaign in there, and it'll generate you an actual link, so that when you send out your swipe, or when you send over your swipe to the solo ad seller, you're going to send that AdTrax link as well. So it's a pretty simple system. You just have to go in there and actually just go through the little tutorial there. But I use that for when I'm buying solos. Emails. I don't really write my own emails at this point. I use a lot of Swipe. I've purchased Swipe from certain individuals. I use this. I use the Swipe from LPP, and I also I have a separate email account that I use, and I get on a lot of different people's list. So that I can receive swipe, and then I use some of that swipe. Some of it I tweak. I don't write my emails from scratch though. I haven't really done a lot of that as of yet. Um, just because I have a lot of other things going on, and it takes time to do that stuff. So, um, and that's not really in my area of expertise. Some people are really good at like copywriting. I have a partner that's really good at that kind of stuff, but he doesn't have time as well because he does our direct mail copywriting. So I would use I would use that actual I know the LPP swipe. I don't know if you have that, Desmond. That's right in the back office there of the list publishers profits um, website there. But you can download that swipe, and that swipe is really, really good to use. Um, and then, like I said, get on a lot of people's lists. Set you up a Gmail account or Yahoo, and just start to opt into a lot of lists. And you will see a lot of good swipe will come through, and you'll be able to take some of that stuff and actually use it. So the swipe is kind of the least of your worries, because there are some good swipe out there that we have for LPP right now that will really get people clicking. The main thing for you is just getting some consistency going in your business. Either start swapping consistently, or swapping and doing solos, or just buy solos. Once my business got to about 60 or 70 clicks, I stopped doing swaps and I just started buying solos. It helped move my business along a lot faster. You haven't had any sales this month. Um, where are you at click-wise right now? How many clicks are you currently generating per email? Joel is having all I can say about that, you just have to test it. Desmond, with those 1 cent clicks. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. You just have to, with marketing, you just have to test it. Test small and see how it works for you. Not always 100, so you're right around 100. Um, I would suggest to you to go over to SafeSwaps because that's a great place to sell 50 and 100 clicks and kind of get your business off the ground. There's no reason why you can't get any sales because there's a lot of people over there that look for 50 or 100 clicks at SafeSwaps, tons of them. More like 50. Okay, then you either got to start buying or doing some more swaps consistently every single day. Um, you just need more subs. That's it. Same thing I was just telling Ray. You have to start doing something every single day. And don't focus on any sales right now. Just focus on getting your list up to that 100 click point. Now, some people will tell you could sell at 50. You could sell right now if you want, but you got to find a place where you can consistently sell. Now, you can go into Skype rooms and you can go to warrior forums and different places like that, but to me, a good starter place, in my opinion, is SafeSwaps because it's built for a person just like yourself that's new to list publishing, don't have a huge list, and there's tons of people that want to buy 50 or 100 clicks. That platform, that's what people buy over there. Even though I can sell, 1,000 clicks solo, most of the people over there, they want to buy 50 and 100 clicks. Okay. Yep, every single day. You just have to be consistent with this thing. You have to make up your mind that I'm going to be consistent with this every single day. If you decide that you're going to swap, do that. If you're going to swap plus do solos, do that. If you're going to just buy solos, then do that. You know, get a list of people that you can buy solos from. I can tell you some people right here that, just right in our group. You got, of course, Luis, you got Amber, you got Kristen, you have myself, you got Justin. There's some, 5, 6, 7 people here that you can buy, off consistently. Um, and then you can move outside of that, and there's some other really good solo ad providers off of there. You can get yourself a good list of 30, 40, 50 people that you can buy from consistently. Safe swaps, you just got to be consistent. You got to go through the numbers. You can't do 2 or 3 people and expect to have one of those people say yes. You have to hit the numbers. You have to hit the numbers in SafeSwap. It's just no way of getting around it. You got to hit a lot of the numbers. And if you're frustrated doing that, understand swaps are a free technique. Um, if you want to guarantee that you get subscribers, pretty much, then start buying solos. You know. Where can you find an ad co-op like Pure Leverage? All it depends on the particular offer. A lot of the different offers out there might have co-op. Some do, some don't. So Pure Leverage has one, but I'm not sure about Empower Network. I think some of the teams over there, I don't think Empower has one as a company, but they have teams over there in Empower Network that have ad co-ops. You just gotta have kind of ask around. It depends upon the different offers that you're participating in. Okay, you said you have a lot of pending. Yeah, affiliate sales, like I was telling Ray. Um, with this particular model, you got to understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to sell clicks. So you can't get too caught up in affiliate sales. Affiliate sales are the icing on top of the cake, so to speak. The clicks are the meat and potatoes of what you're trying to get accomplished on a daily basis. So that's what you have to focus on is building up that list so that your clicks will go up. Affiliate sales, they will come over time, especially if you get some good offers going, and then you have some really good follow up. So I just wouldn't depend on affiliate sales. You'll frustrate yourself, early on, um, if you focus in on affiliate sales. I didn't even worry about that after the first couple months. I just kind of forgot all about that, and if I got some affiliate money, great. Like I said, with the when you're talking about no sales, you're talking about affiliate sales. Is that what you're referring to, Desmond? To affiliate sales. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can't worry about affiliate sales. What you can do, if that like continues where you're not getting any sales over a consistent period of time, you can switch up offers. That's what I do. I switch up offers if I have an offer that's not producing any sales and I'm sending a lot of clicks or traffic that way. Then you can just find another offer. When I say switch up offers, that means get rid of the offer that you're currently sending traffic to and find a new offer that you can send traffic to. So, as an example, if you're sending a lot of traffic to Pure Leverage and it's not producing for you any affiliate sales, then switch up. Go to another offer. As an example, like, I'm not saying do this, but, Empower Network or, plug in profits. There's a lot of good offers out there that produce. Okay, you're driving traffic to maximum leverage products, which is good. But if that's not pulling for you right now, then you think you can get more sales, maybe with another offer, then maybe you need to put that one on hold and start promoting another offer. I'm not really familiar with submission works. So again, I can't give you any feedback on that. I've never used submission works. That would have to be, something you would probably have to test small. Or if there's someone else, maybe in the community, that's worked with submission works, then then they could give you some feedback. But I can't really give you any on submission works. I've never used that particular program. How do you build your reputation in solo ads? Um, well, I did a whole presentation last month on SafeSwaps. So for me, you're gonna get SafeSwaps. Is how you build your reputation. Because give me one sec here. This is where, and you can go back in the LPP group and you can watch my SafeSwap webinar where I kind of went over this. But to me, for a new person starting out, this is a great platform. Now, as you advance and you start to get into selling a lot of solos, like, here's an example right here. I just logged in, got an order sitting there waiting for me. I didn't have to look for this order. I didn't have to do anything in Skype rooms. It's just because I built up a reputation over time. And this is what you call a Hall of Fame profile here. I've been with SafeSwaps over a year. My reliability is 100%. Had no issues with that. And my ratings is also 100% for swaps and solos. Okay? So to me, this would be the platform for you to build up your reputation. And then you also get testimonials here because people have to rate your swaps and your solo ads, and then you can use those testimonials to build out your website as you grow your business. So this is a great place to start. You just have to be consistent with SafeSwaps. It doesn't happen overnight. So a lot of people, they get discouraged instead of saying, hey, I'm just going to go through the process. I'm going to have to start out slow, but I'm going to build up momentum. And over time, like I said initially, when I started out with List Publishing Profits, it was a 12 to 18 month project for me. And that's the way you got to look at it. You can't look at it, well, the first month, the first 2 months, first 3 months, or I have a bad month, it's not going well. This doesn't work, let me move on to something else. Everything in business kind of works that way. You're going to have to go through the process. So even if you say, hey, I'm not going to do list publishing anymore, I'm going to go over here and sell my own product, or I'm going to get into affiliate sales, or I'm going to get into MLM, all of those take the same type of process. You're still going to go through, a little learning curve. You're going to go through some ups and some downs till you figure the basics out, and then you're able to consistently put together a daily action plan to get you where you want to go, and you just build upon that. You start building momentum. So, that's SafeSwaps. It's just momentum. And it's anything that even if you go post in the Skype rooms, people don't know you right away. You're going to have to do that consistently. You're going to have to post twice a day, consistently every day, and people start seeing you. People say, oh, okay, wait a minute, let me give this guy a try. So everything is about consistency. So if you're having trouble with SafeSwaps, you just got to do more and be consistent. You're going to have some days where things don't work out great for you. I had plenty of days early on when I didn't sell any solos. But I still kept buying solos, and I still kept building my lists. It's just like any other business. If you open up a traditional business, let's say a restaurant, you're going to have slow days. You might have days where you barely do any business. You know, you're gonna have business days where your business might be booming. You know, it's no different. Um, okay, so I would get busy with safe swaps. I would watch my video that I did on safe swaps, Desmond, in the LPP group, and then I would start to implement some of those strategies. And to me, that's a good way to start out with 50 or 100 clicks, and then you can start to get testimonials from that. Then you could look at building out a website and just kind of moving from there. You know, taking your business to that next level. But right now, you got to get the basics down. And the basics is buying solos, um, or swapping, or a combination of them both, or just doing one or the other. And then getting to 100 clicks and then selling. Okay? And you need a format to sell. That's why I said safe swaps would be the best bet for you. Now, you can go to other forms. There's other forms. You can do a little bit of everything. But for me, I had to focus on one area. I couldn't be the best at the Warrior Forum, Skype rooms, safe swaps, Facebook, when I'm only putting it in, an hour a day. Now, if I was doing it 10 hours a day and that's all I had to focus on, yeah, I could probably, do multiple strategies to sell solos. But when you have a limited schedule and you're doing this an hour, 2 hours a day, you got to focus in one area and get really good at that. And then you could move on as your business grows. Then you could move on to other areas. After you reach 100 clicks, it's just about selling and investing right back in. I would invest 100% of my money right back in. I mean, Carlos taught us that in the very beginning, is that your first 6 months is the building phase. So pretty much all of your money needs to go back into the business, and if you have some more money to put in it, put that in it as well. So all of my money have gone back into my business, and then I put money out of my pocket into this thing to get it ramped up as well. Okay. We'll have the recording posted, so no worries on that, Desmond. We'll have that posted here pretty soon. So we'll have the recordings, and you can watch the SafeSwap recording that I did. That was from last month, so that's already posted in the LPP group. I think it was the advanced training that I did last. Yeah, it was the advanced training that I did last month. Well, they have different features, Ray. The reason why I use different trackers because they have different features, and I just found that um, the thing that I really like about QCC is the rotator, and that works really well when you have um, multiple people that's buying from you, and you want to send out one email and you want to manage your clicks. Because as you start to grow and you start selling a lot of solos, you're going to definitely want to manage your click. You don't want to be sending, a person paid for 100 clicks and you're sending them out 500 clicks. You know what I mean? And then some of those clicks could have went to another person or people that you have sold solos to. So it allows you to manage your clicks. Um, that's why I use QCC. It's really good for managing clicks. And then AdTrax Gold is a great tracker for, you know, solos. So they have a different purpose, and they're both really good. So that's why I use, because they have different features that work really good for what I need to manage my business and also when I buy solos. You're welcome, Ray. Any last little bit of questions here, folks, and then we can kind of close this out before we go? So I expect you guys, Desmond and Ray, just to focus on the basics, the fundamentals. Don't try to get fancy with this stuff. Focus on the fundamentals over the next 30 days. Um, yeah, we could put something together. You know, maybe I'll do a training on that, and I'll have that posted next month. I think TJ has a list that he put together. I'm not sure, but yeah, we can get something together here soon of a good solo directory. You have some really good people in LPP. You got myself, you got Luis, you got Kristen, you got Amber, you got Justin. I mean, you got some really good solo sellers already here in LPP. At least 4 or 5 or 6 that I can think of right off the top. Um, and there's some others, but those are just right off the top of my head. And you know, there's some other good ones out there. There's some people that I don't recommend, but yeah, we'll put something together for you. All right. Anything else, guys? My rates are 40. I sell 40 cents a click, which is kind of cheap still. I mean, a lot of these guys out there right now, they're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 cents. Some people even like if you want them to do MLM solos, they're like up to $1 a click. So my solos are generally 40 cents a click. I sell that on SafeSwaps and on my website as well. Sure, I'll give that to you. I'll just type it in right now. All right, there you go, Desmond. Just typed it in. All right, so anything else, guys? And then we'll close this thing out here. We'll get your recordings up and we'll have those all posted in the LPP Facebook group there. All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, I'm going to close this thing out. It's been a great 3 sessions this month. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. Yes, I do Facebook groups. So we'll have it posted in the LPP Facebook group. So thank you, Desmond. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Ray, thank you. Um, we'll have some more trainings coming up here in September. Plus, you have Amber and TJ and Luis still to come as well. So plug into their webinars. It's going to really help you take your business to that next level. But I think you guys, where you need to focus right now is on the basics. Forget about trying to, get fancy with this stuff. You got to get the basics down, because if you don't get the basics of what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, then none of that other stuff is going to matter. It's just going to get you confused, and you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Focus on buying solo ads, getting yourself to 100 clicks, and then turning around and selling as many as you possibly can ads, and reinvesting that back into your business. And a good place to do that is SafeSwaps, because you have everything you need under one roof. But be consistent with it. It's not going to happen for you if you're not being consistent. Okay? All right, so thanks again. We'll talk to you guys next month. Have a great, wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon.